Hi everybody, Alex from IJK Optics here, and today we're going to be doing a quick introduction for you guys on how to attach a red dot to your pistol and a few problems you might run into. Here we have a Toros G3 Toros, which is already optics ready. I've already removed the protective plate that you'll see when you first go to mount your red dot sight. It's just attached by two screws. These are the holes right here. So you'll take those two screws off, take that plate off, and this is what you'll see underneath. Now the Toros comes with 4 different optics plates, which are different footprints for different types of dots. Basically, every dot has a footprint or a configuration where the holes are on the bottom and the screws go into the top. That makes up the footprint of the dot. Usually, people will refer to them, say, RMR footprint, RMSC footprint, stuff like that. Generally, there are 2 types of ways to attach a dot to a pistol. You can either do direct fit or optics plate or adapter plate. Direct fit allows you to fit one footprint directly to the slide. A few good examples would be the SIG 365 and the Glock 43X. These are direct fit for the RMSC footprint, which is this guy right here. This is the simplest option. The second option are optics plates, which we have here with the Toros G3. It came with 5 different optics footprint plates, and today we'll mostly be focusing on the RMSC and the RMR, which is the most common on the market these days. A lot of pistols will take one or the other or both. A good rule of thumb with that is usually RMSC is for compact pistols because it's a much smaller footprint, and RMR would be for full-size pistols that can accommodate it because it has a much larger footprint. And a quick note before we move on, if a pistol uses the interface plate system, they are usually going to be proprietary to the company. Like say, for example, these 2 plates are proprietary to the Toros G3 Toros. They won't fit any other pistol, usually is the case. The Toros is nice in the fact that these actually came with the gun itself. I didn't have to order them separately. Some companies, you do have to order the plate separately. Some, they do come in the box. It just depends on the manufacturer. Now, the first thing to check when you're ready to put everything together is probably the simplest thing, but sometimes the most important. You really have to make sure the threads on the screws match the threads on the pistol. If your screws came with the plate set with your pistol, you don't need to worry about this too much, and I know these ones did because they came with the plates from Toros. The only time you need to worry about this is if you buy an optic separately and it has several different options for screws for different manufacturers. Some use different threads. So you need to pick which one works for the pistol, but for the sake of this demonstration, we're just going to be using the ones that Toros sent me with the dot. So now all we have to do is assemble it, which is fairly simple and straightforward once you kind of know some basics. With the interface plate system, you always want to put the plate in between. You have your little dot right here, and it literally just goes on just like that. Very simple, nice and easy. You always want to do a dry fit first just to make sure everything fits, everything seats properly. There's no gaps or anything in between the optic and the slide. And then all you do is you just drop your screws in and torque them down to the spec. Usually a good rule of thumb is about 15 to 17 inch-pounds, but of course refer to the manufacturer's guide on whatever red dot you have purchased. And a swap out is just as simple as taking the plate and the dot off, so everything together one, and swapping it out. And now we have a completely different optic and plate mounted on. So it's a really simple system, very easy once you understand a couple of the key features about it. One final note, some of the optics you will actually find on the market actually will come with Weaver Picatinny bases as well. Sometimes they'll come attached to the base. You do not need this part to actually attach anything to the pistol. This is if you want to attach it onto, say, an AR-15 or a standard Weaver rail or something like that. But you do not need this part, so just make sure to take it off, put it to the side, and then you just have your dot to go on the pistol. Nice and simple.